We're joined today by Sueiro, the Chief Operating Officer for PH Resorts. You've been with the company since 2017. You've seen a lot of changes within the environment within the Philippines itself. I want to say, looking at what has happened within the recent past, how is the Philippines market reacting and how is it emerging from COVID? And how is this year overall looking for gaming operators and IR operators?
So far, the year is being fantastic. No, the recovery from the COVID is been great. No, and I believe that the most important lesson or the most important factor is the fact that the local market is responsible for this recovery. No? So again, if you look into the figures, into the numbers of Sueiro or Okada, most of the properties in Entertainment City, they are really encouraging. They are beating their own records, beating their own numbers. You see a lot of excitement in the floor. You see a lot of new guests, a lot of new faces. And again, the most interesting part is quite solid growth in the sense that it's based mostly on local players, traditional markets as Korean players, for example, but mostly on the strength of the local market.
I mean, that has been proven within how the mask can drive you through the dark times. And that's something that I think Macau is trying to shift into as well within its shift away from VIP. I want to look at the major thing that PH Resorts is doing now. It's a huge investment project. It is the Emerald Bay. It's the one that is going to put you guys more on the map. It's been through a couple trials and tribulations, but can you walk us through what is happening now within that process?
Yeah, I mean, we were very affected through the pandemic situation in terms of our capacity to finalize the project, finalize the financing of the project. But since that moment, we've been quite active, working on getting strategic partnerships to be able again to complete the construction. At this moment, we finished basically of the civil construction of the project, so we are pending on doing all the MEPF and fit outs. So roughly speaking, we could say that we are in the half of the process. I mean, I think we've been quite lucky in the sense that we got a great location. We enjoy an amazing captive market there. So there's been expression of interest from different groups. Unfortunately, we are binded by NDA, but what I can say is we are quite well advanced in the conversations with some of these groups, and we hope and we expect to be able to complete these conversations and resume the construction and finalize this project in a short period of time.
It's a big project, and obviously when Bloomberry announced their intention to invest with you within that and within the other project as well within the base, it drew a lot of interest, and when Bloomberry decided to pull out, I'm sure that there was a bit of trepidation on your guys' side. But how long did it take before the potential investors started gathering? Because they must have seen that opportunity, right? They saw, Bloomberry is finally out of the picture. Now it's time for us to get a piece of the pie.
I think you described it perfectly. I mean, I guess one of the advantages that we have, we got a great location, we got a great market, but also the speed, to access this market. The fact that we are already half built, means that in a couple of years we can have the operation up and running. So it's not like saying that you need to start from ground zero. And I think that made us quite attractive, for other possible investors or other possible partners. So obviously these processes are complex and they involve a lot of due diligence, a lot of conversations. But I could say, that we were very, very lucky, in that sense. So we were able to start conversations quite fast, after finalizing the process with Sueiro. So hopefully we'll be able to close these open conversations that we have in a short period and be able to open the property that I'm absolutely sure that it will be a great success.
I want to check a little bit about the market. We have, we talked a bit about how the domestic market has been the main driver. How much of a component is the company looking at in terms of VIP? Is there a main focus? Has there been that focus within the design of the property as well?
Obviously, VIP is always a significant part of the gaming mix of any property. In our size, it being a new group, a new casino, a new company, we tend to be conservative in terms of risk. So we are not necessarily looking for the super VIPs, so for the major VIPs. We believe that we are very well positioned to capture the next level of VIPs. So again, probably we are not ready yet at opening. I don't think any property on the first year of operation, the first couple of years of operation, is ready, to face the risk that comes from handling and operate a VIP operation. But we strongly believe, that the next market, the premium mass, there's a lot of different definitions, for that segment, that we will be able to offer a product that will be at par with their expectations, and at the same time, that will protect us, in terms of risk, percentages, maximum and minimum bets. So yeah, I mean, overall, obviously, we want to have the VIPs, we'd like to have the VIPs, but we believe that it's going to take a little bit of time to build up, that specific.
It's a big property. I mean, Emerald Bay itself, and then you've got the base also, which is in development. I've been looking through some of the recent exchange filings and all that, and the base seems to be a little bit more under the radar at this point. What's happening with that? Is the project just kind of being put on hold? Let's get Emerald Bay out of the way, and then we can make sure that we leverage our resources.
Yeah, that's basically the main idea. I mean, we are very, very focused on opening the Emerald Bay. So most of our human resources and financial sources are focused on that one. Clark is a great market. I mean, if you look into the numbers for some properties like Han or Heights, are phenomenal numbers, are fantastic results. So we believe that it's a strategic place in order to ensure the growth and development of the company. But at this particular moment, our main priority, main focus is the opening of Emerald in McDonald's.
It has to be asked. Is there any possibility that you will not be able to open the property?
We don't contemplate that. I mean, we believe that we got a great product. We believe that we have all the right components to make it happen. So we don't see. Again, we are quite fortunate, of being engaged in quite advanced conversations with possible partners. So we don't contemplate that possibility.
Is there a timeline now that's definitive in regards to the opening? Or do you have various scenarios? Is there one scenario which you're currently working on, a second scenario which involves further investment, a third scenario with multiple investors? And what is the shortest timeline we can look at?
And from the moment that we complete our financing needs, mostly from the moment that we are able to, we finalize the conversations with the possible investors or partners, we are looking into a 18 months, 24 months period to finish and open the Emerald Bay itself. That should be, again, if we are conservative, we can be talking about 24 months. We believe that we can do it even faster, even in 18 months. But as a safe statement, we could say that in 24 months we should be opening and operating from the moment that we complete our financing or we finalize the conversations with investors.
Does that entail that there will be a non-gaming component opening first and then the casino opens later? Or are you trying to open the casino first and then strategically open the rest of the amenities on the property?
Yeah, there are different possibilities, there are different scenarios in that regard. The Philippines gaming regulator factor requires that a certain number of rooms must be open in order to open the casino itself. So that's one requirement. Let's say, well, if I want to open with X number of tables or X number of slot machines, I need to have this number of hotel rooms. So that's one of the factors that we consider when we are doing our timelines. And it's quite an important factor because in terms of the construction process itself, the physical opening of the casino, the day is not as complex as the physical opening of the hotel rooms. Or maybe the word is not complex, the word is not complexity, but the volume of work required to open just the casino gaming floor is less than the volume of work required to open 700 rooms. So that's probably one of the major factors that we consider when we are doing our own Gantt charts, our own planning. saying that, we are looking into the possibility, of doing partial openings, like saying, well, if I already have one of the towers ready, in terms of the hotel rooms, and if I get, the regulator's approval, probably I will open the casino, even if it's not with the full capacity, in order to be able to produce enough cash flows to sustain the operation and be able to pay for financial obligations.
Obviously, within any of these major projects, we've seen this happen in so many different countries and under so many different companies. There are adjustments to the planning of the project itself as the financing needs change, the overall global financial market changes, and investor sentiment changes as well throughout the whole process. So looking at the gaming floor itself, are there any changes, and what are the current metrics you're looking at? How many table games, how many EGMs, how many slots, how many VIP rooms if there are?
Yeah, it's you came to a great point. I mean, originally we were talking about opening around 120 tables and 700 slots. That was part of the original plan. I've been always a big proponent of opening small and then expand. I always go back to the basic. I mean, to fill a casino on a Friday night and a Saturday night when you have big capacity, that's quite easy, but to be able to build the parties on a Tuesday morning and make the place not look empty is always a challenge. So expand is easy, contract is hard, it's difficult. And we've been looking into this in other operations. So in our case, again, that was the original capacity. I don't think there will be major changes on this original capacity, but will be changes on the configuration of this tables in these rooms. For example, you made a great point when you mentioned the VIP rooms. We know there's been a big change in terms of the Chinese junkets. So that makes that probably some of the plans that we had before have to be modified or adjusted. We see now, for example, Korean market is being always there, no question, but it's becoming bigger and bigger. And we see other upcoming markets. We see Chinese living abroad, for example, Chinese communities living in Singapore or Malaysia. So all those require different room configurations. So maybe you don't need like a really big VIP rooms. Maybe you are now moving into smaller rooms that can be used by small junket operators, and not the usual ones that will take a lot of space. So that's probably one of the changes. We are obviously looking quite carefully into other gaming trends. There's been up and downs, for example, with the electronic tables, things like that. That has an impact on the floor itself. And again, into some of the demographics, it's quite interesting we were analyzing before, we were talking before about the local market. In the growth of the local market, one of the questions is why suddenly, not suddenly, it's who is there, but why it keeps growing is so strong. And obviously, on one side is related to economics, macroeconomics, but I believe that there's also some trends in terms of the demographics itself of the local market. And we want to understand those trends and adjust the product mix to cater the needs of these new players that are coming to the floor. So again, we start with this basic idea of around 120 tables and around 700 slots, plenty of space for expansion in the future, immediate expansion, hopefully. But probably we will be doing changes in terms of the tables and slots configurations and VIPs, semi-VIPs, whatever you want to call it.
Well, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens within this year. There are very high expectations for the Philippines. I have so many more questions I would love to ask you, but I think I'm going to have to keep it short for today, at least for this interview. Yet again, thank you for your time. Ángel Sueiro, Chief Operating Officer from PH Resorts. Let's see what happens very soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today.